Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you are returning. I do not know how long I'm going to be able to video today because it all started with the fact that I forgot to plug my phone in last night. So I've been running on low power all day. And then we got stranded. One of our golf carts died with us at the mail center, which is like a mile, 1.2 miles away. So we got to walk home, grab the truck, and I got to tow Hub home. So I'm getting a little bit of a late start. I'm all set up to color the rest of the mushrooms. We've got these two flowers and some leaves to do. Oh, and the tops of the cone flowers. And then I have taken a new product that I purchased, Winsor & Newton India ink in white. I got it from Amazon. I will have that in a haul video in just a couple days. So I have done some white on this fox and I have picked some colors. So if all goes well, we will get through all 45 minutes. So let's just get started and see what happens. I have a couple of pencils because I was all ready to get started. First, I want to do these little seeds or little spots on the mushroom. And I suppose I could just as well have done this on my own time. But since I'm already here, so it has been a long, very exciting day. Thank goodness it is like 8 degrees cooler out there today than it was yesterday. It's quite warm yesterday. All right, so the greens, I've picked out a couple of different arrays of greens, and I am going to do something special, I hope, that will work with I've got opal green, fang green. These are blue greens. And see how this particular leaf has no detail? I am going to mix this with, that's grape. That is not going to work. That is purple. I am looking for the black that I pulled. So flat black. So I'm going to use flat black. Oh, and I just marked my page, and opal green. And I am going to mix them. So we are just going to get started on this and see how it goes. Oh, and I do have my phone plugged in and filming. So hopefully I won't run out of power. I had to sit and entertain myself after we got back from bringing the cart home. I then spent a little time getting as much charge as I could. So we'll see if it can make the full 45 minutes. And the charger that I have it on here isn't the original charger, so it's not going to fast charge. Well, that's not true. I think I have the original charger into the outlet, but the cord isn't the original cord. So my tactic is to do a light layer. You'll see that my hand is quite far away from the tip, and I'm going in neutral, somewhat long ovals, and as soon as I finish, I'm going to go make another pass with the flat black. I had mentioned yesterday that I did not know if I had a white. I actually have two of them. One being snow. That one I know because I pulled it out to use on the fox. I'm very excited to work on the fur with the fox. I don't know if I'm going to use the subtraction method or not, but because these are new pencils for me, it will be fun to see what these pencils do. Now, I have used wax pencils. Luminance is a wax-based pencil, and they do a very nice job of fur texture. But my primary pencil that I am experienced with doing texture is actually Polychromos. So I intend for this leaf to be very neutral and flat looking rather than textured because it is a silhouette. So now I'm going to switch to the black. Oh, see, and that's not the black. Yeah, these pencils have a learning curve if you're very used to the typical pencil that has the color indicator on the barrel in some fashion, either a dipped end or the full color. And these, see how dark this is? Even the dark green that I was using, they look virtually the same in this light. So I can't wait to test. I did a small test of the India ink. One of the things I don't like about using gel pens or acrylic pens to white out lines is that when you use your pencils, you can easily rub it off. So you have to work with a very light hand, which sometimes impedes what it is you are trying to accomplish. So I thought that the fox would give me some more information, data points on good options for adding white to block out black lines. Now I also, over the top of the Lightfast, I explored whiting out the black lines that I've already covered. So I put the India ink over the top of the pencil. And I don't know if you've ever tried that before, but I was able to then continue layering over the top of the line that I hid that already has 5 to 10 layers of Lightfast pencil over the top. And I was very pleased with how the India ink was able to just go right over the top. And I do not have good luck putting my gel pens over the top. And they're my preferred size because they're very small. And so I always end up having to use the acrylic markers, and then my dots and lines come out too dark. Too big. So again, I am just mixing these colors. I want a hint of green, but mostly black. I am erring on the side of caution so I can get my smooth coverage. I am thinking that my final layer, see, and then I just hit the cord. Let me stop it from moving. So I have been coloring now. I have not really tracked, 60 days, 60 plus days that I've been coloring 6 days a week. And the first few weeks I did 7 days a week. And now I feel my confidence level has been built up enough that I would like to put up a poll with a few books, probably 3, so that I can see which you would like to see me color in a bigger project. And I'm not sure how many days, like since I color 6 days a week and the 7th is the weekly review, do I do 3 and 3 and I keep chugging away because I do want this to be my first completed book, but I'm not in a huge race to do it. I do have some travel plans coming up. I will have to be heading to my parents to pack up our stuff that we're going to keep and get rid of the stuff we are not going to keep. And so during that time, I will be possibly taking the big book with me because I will only be using on the 1 page. We're just going to start with 1 page and I will take as long as I take. So I'm kind of thinking ahead to that time where I am going to want to have some time to relax and unwind after a day of working on our stuff. So I will pack a book, I will figure out the pencils we're going to use and the page, and then I can get started here, but I'll bring it with me. And if I finish a page, I'll just pick a second page. And I'll be sure to pick some of my favorite pencils that I know I would be happy to use for an extended period of time. So, okay, so I have not actually put enough color down for what I call the conversion, where I finally get enough of the tooth that it turns into a burnished look, which is the look that I prefer. I kind of like that shiny, finished, painterly look to it, and I'm not there yet, and I might switch to another green element. I have the idea here of what I want, and then depending on how the other greenery looks, I will decide if I'm going to do like a final burnish with black or if I will do the final burnish with green, and I will base that on how it looks after I get the other greens done. So these greens are just going to be sitting right here. I'm going to pick up these light greens. Let's see what we've got here. I don't know where my little sample page is. I definitely need it. I don't know these pencils well enough. Oh, hey, this will tell me. So I just have my swatch chart out, and I am going to look at, like when I see a color that says Everglade, BW94, is that my lime greens? That's so funny because, oh, there it is. Yes, this is absolutely the turquoise. See, so it has the color Everglade. So I am not familiar enough with these to know what that means. Grub green is definitely the lime green. That is good. That's what I'm after. And then this other green is Fang green, and that's pretty dark. BW, yes, that is the dark green. I should have a middle green somewhere here in my pile. Maybe this is it. SC82. Yeah, okay, so here's my 3 I guess, grass or leaf greens. They are not the blue greens, and there they all are. And we've got light to dark. Okay, light to dark. SC93, SC82, and BW09. So, and this is the darkest color, which actually might be the color, this color. Okay. Switching around, this is the middle green. Lightest green, SC93. I finally remembered to ask my mom if it was okay if I posted her pictures. She has now finished 2 pages. And she might have even sent me a 3rd one because I saw an image attachment, but my phone had to be on the charger, so I have not investigated what it is that she sent me. Now, after the light layers, I am moving on to harder pressure, testing out if I can finish these leaves in basically 2 layers. I feel like I can do it. And I need to grab the dark All right, okay, those leaves are done. Now I'm going to just make these leaves a different variation. Very delicate looking. So they're going to be, I'm going to put the lightest color down. Switching to the middle green for these leaves that I want to have be focused on the middle color. I hope that I didn't have this too low. I suspect that you weren't seeing all of this down at the bottom. And every time I see a mistake, I'm like, well, I only got one chance. but I definitely have learned a ton, and I am very grateful that you guys are patient with me as I figure out all of these tricks. Filming coloring is very different than filming a card making video. Okay, I am going to add just a little bit. This is the middle color tone. So I figure I will just keep going as many minutes. My phone isn't very good at telling me when it gets low on power, which I actually wish it would. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the darkest color. I'm going to put there. I still feel, and this was possibly how I'm trained, that I could probably smush these, but I tend to be more reserved and enjoy the lighter layering, a softer hand, not wanting to hurt my hands. Okay, I'm happy with those leaves. I'm happy with the lighter leaves. I need to commit on my silhouette leaf, and I believe that I am happy going in with the green, and I'm going to just do it. Right? This is all about learning and exploring color. And there is no right or wrong. There is definitely something looks better and something that maybe doesn't look as good, but still no judgment here. So going to the dark, putting the other two down, I am going to move the end, and I'm going to color this way. Now I do still have the flat black, and I actually might decide okay, so I'm going to grab that flat black, right here, CB95. And I am going to heavy pressure up through the middle. Yep, I think that this is what I was looking for. And I can do any detail cleanup on my own time. Now I am looking for the yellow. All right, almost there. I think I need to take an eraser to that, and I will do that later. I have the idea for these two little flowers. I am going to start with the lightest pink of the mushroom. This is Delicious Pink, right? Delicious Pink, SC41. Now to do some shading, I do have one color darker, which is Watermelon BW57. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit more of this pink. Again, the watermelon. I have the yellow in my hand. It is Banana BW12. And I am going to pull down. Put the yellow here. And then let's get that flower. And blend this out. And technically, we can move on to the fox. Checking the time, we're at 30 minutes. Very good. At a minimum, I did want to get this finished. Okay, so I have snow, which is one of the two whites. I have not used it. Oh, is this it? Yep. It is SL005. It's one of the skins. It's a light skin. And my goal is to blend this out and not get this pink any darker than it already is. right, so we're gonna at least get started on the fox. And I can do some more fussing with that, deepening up the colors on my own time. And I'm very happy with that. The greens, I'm just gonna set these greens off to the side. The other possibility with this fox is to play with these greens, because I'm gonna keep the same greens. And I will start with the light. We're gonna just slide the fox on over here to the middle. So this is going to be very similar to the bunny, only a little bit smoother and rust colored. So I'm just putting a base of the light green. I'm going to make these two dark. And let me block those in using now this opal green CB100. Is very dark and a little bit on the blue side. And you can see my hand is way closer to the tip because I'm going ahead and letting this be a dark, pretty solid, and actually it's going down nice and solid without a lot of pressure, which I really appreciate. How even this looks like this same one down here. They're like reaching for each other. Oh, see, and let's get rid of that. You have to really put a lot of pressure on these to get them to break, and they only break like a teeny tiny part of the tip, which is nice. Okay, middle green. This one is grass green, and I like that for these grassy looking tail bits. So I'm leaving the ends alone for the moment, but I basically have, you know, light green, light green, light green, light green, that I can darken them up in a varied amount. Dark, medium, and then I'm gonna leave those two alone. So just kind of to block in so I can see what it's going to look like. And then I have my rust colors. Let's show you what I have in mind. We've got, it's hard for me to tell because these tips are the same to me. I'm gonna take a look at my cheat sheet since I'm getting to know these. We've got CB 68 and 66, chestnut and rattlesnake. 68 is the darker, so I had it right the first time. So going from light to dark is CB 66, 68, and then SD 023 chalk tone. I also have a light skin tone called 021 brown fog that is going to be the whitish tone. So I'm starting with the lightest. I'm doing some flicking. Right around his face and his little ear. All right, so I would call this my initial base color. I did the same thing with the bunny that I started with a lighter neutral. Now this, I did not put any white as a base for this part of him. I suppose I could have, but I'm not going to go for the same subtraction method that I did for the bunny. Okay, now I'm going to take snow, and I am going to do a base of snow, just doing circles. I was really tempted to cover his eye and do my own eye, but then I chickened out. The bunny, I would love to redo the bunny's eyes, and I may do something before Sunday as a surprise if I get brave. Okay, so we have that colored, and now I've got, this is the end of the tail that will be white, so I've got that filled in. Okay. In my hand, I then have brown fog, skin light 021, and I'm just putting in some hair marks here. Little shadow lines. Okay, now I've got a darker rust. This one is the Chestnut 68. Just doing little hair flicks. I have not decided if his ears are going to be pink or if they're going to be like black tipped. I might be going with black tipped. So here where I put that white and then the cream beige color, it's slicker feeling. This is a different pencil. I can already feel that it is not like the light fast pencils were. Okay, this is chalk tone. This is going to be the real separator that covers that black line. And it's also possibly, if we're going to do a dark tips, they won't necessarily be black. It will be this chalk tone color. And then we're doing little flicks. And now we want to get, so his face is actually going to end up being like a darker face, like a dusty brown face to rust. All right, so, and this might be taking some time. I am extending the dark sort of down here along his jowl. I really want to blow those crumbs away, but I'm way too far away to reach them. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I'm going now back to the middle rusty tone. That is interesting how that is a loop. This is the effect of the white. That might be a little bit of work to get fixed, but I can play with that. Now in this area, I'm just doing soft little circles, not necessarily hairlines. This is now back to some lines. I'm gonna have to play with that. See, this is not knowing the pencil well enough. All right. Then we have some white here. Again, this is the second darkest rust color. All right. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, I'm at 45 minutes. I made it, and my phone is still going. All right, so we got a good start. I might play with this part of the nose before tomorrow when we will finish this fox up. I have peeked to the next page that we're going to do. Again, it's the Erogitans. So hopefully you see my little fox starting. Play with the hair strokes, and see, I'm addicted, and now I could just spend hours doing this, and I'm gonna not let myself do it. We will pick this back up tomorrow. We did finish our mushroom today. without any background. I'm thinking no background for these. And there's the fox. So do all the YouTube things: like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and we will finish this fox tomorrow. See you then.